I don't know what the hell happened there. I don't know what the hell happened there. Sorry about that. Ugh, damn, I have to start the stream again. Sorry about that. Oh, shoot. No, 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 no. Oh, wait, I just pressed the button accidentally. Hi again, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. It just disconnected on me for some reason. Usually it didn't take that. It wasn't. It's usually not that like fast when they disconnect and stuff. Like for usually it takes like a 30 seconds or so, but like it was suddenly disconnected. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like it was buffering, and then it just disconnects. That sucks. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, I'm just gonna make this a part 2, I guess. But where was I? I kind of forgot where my last train of thought was because I got the internet disconnect. I love your. Hey, thank you, Linet Fan 01. Thanks for liking my work. I'm glad to hear it. But where was I? What was I talking about? AUs, right? But my character in my AU, I deliberately make them different. Well, maybe they look the same visually, but because I'm very by the book, that's how it is, that's how I am. But I make sure the personality is a little different. Like Proto is usually depicted by fandom as like a mysterious character. Sometimes a goon bait if the artist is a certain way, but mine is more, whimsy, literally nothing like her visual. While Fanny's is like it's the same, as in like they most Fanny's I see has this like edgy stuff going on because he kind of looks edgy. Like original concept design for Silver looks shady as hell. That we can't really blame the fans for that. But I was so with my Fanny's it's like a little different, as in the reason behind why he acts a certain way. It's because he's kind of projecting his experience with his blaze before, and he's kind of like in constant denial and just tantrum, I suppose. The lame way of portraying it. He's throwing tantrum to the world. Like, I kind of envision him a little bit, and not in like the problematic aspect, but I kind of envision him a little bit like Jimmy from Mouthwashing, minus the assault. He's like so, like trying to do everything, but not. He doesn't want to take responsibility. He runs away. He backs away from it. Like he is whatever opposite of Silver, basically. Even though it is him, kind of. Lots of like Silver variants I'd make is like a small piece of it's like a small piece of Silver that I just made as an entire personality, but like different characters, kind of like the emoticons. Is that how you spell it? The raven thing in that episode. Like there's each different ravens, each different like traits. That's how it is with like my Silver variant. And Venice is, well, nothing like Silver. I think it's more so how Silver avoids to be, But yeah, that's the case of my AU. It's less so about Sakuga and fights, more so just character exploration through different mediums. Like you understand Silver more when you put him in this situation, so on and so forth. What I'm about to say, I'm trying to get decent lineup of Lego Justice League. Looking for some ideas. Oh. Oh, Lego? Well, good luck on that. I never really collect toys like that, but sounds fun. I remember Mouth Watching. Yeah, we all remember Mouth Watching. Great game. Lego is gonna be the most expensive. I mean, lots of Lego stuff are expensive nowadays because they now acknowledge, oh, so not only children you buy your stuff, it's now mostly adults. We're gonna raise the price. I never bought those stuff. Even when I was younger, I didn't play with Lego. But good luck on your Lego ventures. I do plan on like getting one of those Sonic figurines, the DCX Sonic collab one, but oh my god, they're so pricey. Like they're pricey in my standard because the currency where I live in is weak, so looking at it, it's like, oh wow. You know, I could have got an air fryer with that money. It prices both current and in the aftermarket, yeah. I think it's a mistake that geek culture is now mainstream, you know? Like great, you know? I mean, as in it's more accessible now, but with accessibility there comes a price. A little laggy, a little laggy. But yeah, you know, I'm glad people like my current posts on Tumblr. I already have so many Batman and I could build them. Good for you. I wish I'm as dedicated to collecting things. Oof, ouch. Okay. Seems everybody on Instagram really likes that Earth 3A AU I have of Teen Titans. Like, holy shit, I'm like blowing up with like notifications now. People really like Evil Kid Flash. Great. Good. Ooh. It's getting very popular, that post. I never got this many likes before on Instagram. For the past like recent weeks, like I suddenly like have blew up in followers. Which is crazy, in which I will use this platform to promote Flinks soon. I'm gonna re-upload some of my artwork there. But it needs to have like a theme thing, you know? Like I can't just upload it on random Tuesday. I have to, oh, if the previous post is about this, maybe something related to that after. Hello, Pinky Veil. Hope you're having a good day today. Currently where I am, it is 1:44 a.m. It is on a Monday. So if you're still having a Sunday, please enjoy it while you can. My weekend is over personally. and I have work in like less than 8 hours. But we're just gonna draw Sonic today. Sonic as in silver specifically. It's just too bad, like Sonic fans, as in Sonic as a character, on because Sonic as a franchise is so male centered. It's just too bad that Sonic got to be dragged with those kind of people. Like people who only can think of putting main character in harems and shit. Still Sunday over there. Okay, enjoy your Sunday. But anyway, I kind of don't. It's kind of too bad that Sonic has to be associated with those kind of people. Like, I'm not saying that you can't draw this character looking attractive and stuff, but to just start ship wars over it, it's so stupid. So dumb. It's a giant mess. Yes, it is. The thing that frustrates me is like most of these people who started doesn't they don't contribute anything to the fandom, and even if they do, they shit talk. They start drama and stuff. And maybe it's because of that. It's like filled with bunch of like geeks and dude geeks, bunch of guys. They just kind of like treat everything needing to be like it needs to be 100% accurate, and even then it's not really accurate. It's just their interpretation of accuracy. Like they think they're saying is correct, but it's like it has nuances but that they miss, etc, etc, but they act like a know-it-all about it, which is this isn't something that you find with like common fandom, which is usually filled with mostly women or queer people. So it's like usually, okay, we have an AU, you have an AU, this is my interpretation, this is an AU. If it's like a male centered fandom, it's always which one is canon, which one is real. We have to follow the ones that are real, and even then it's not always real. Like they can just proclaim these two characters are romantically involved, and they're not. They just say that because it's a man and a woman, and it's like okay, there's no nuances in the discussions at all, and it's like so annoying because these people just kind of keep explaining over you instead of like, oh yeah, I see it, I can like see where you're coming from, or something like that. They're all know-it-alls. It's like so annoying, and that's why I barely discuss about it until recently when I speak up about the character being mischaracterized, and they told me that, well, it's not really a big deal, or you can just pretend it's like this. Okay, so you're just promoting, you're just belittling my intelligence by saying, oh, you can just playing pretend, or like, well, you can just treat this inconsistency in plot or character as the character development. This shit is not how it works, buddy. A character development means the author intends it. If the character just changes out of nowhere or acts weird out of nowhere, that's not a character development. That's just written out of character. There is no arcs. There is no hurdles the character have to jump through for it to have development. Development implies there is a progress. With Sonic fandom and Sonic franchise, there is none. The thing about Sonic also is that it is an episodic franchise, like every series, every game, it is episodic. You are not supposed to follow through, oh, this happened in the past, this happened in the past. It's like an optional thing. This isn't Devil May Cry. This isn't like, Metal Gear, where you have to follow the world building and the character and stuff like that. Oh, this character left a legacy, and then there's like a new generation after them. This is not that kind of franchise. It just kind of stuff happens. Stuff happens, and this kind of happened before, but we're not gonna go specifics because people may not have played that game. And that's it. That's Sonic. It's very simple. The characters are archetypal. They're not this big overarching thing where in each game they develop, quote unquote, in which they don't even develop, they just kind of change personalities. Hey, what character are you drawing? This is my AU, a character from my alternate universe. I'm drawing a silver variant, Venice, but there is supposed to be like a twist in this illustration. Like, he is supposed to look like Silver now, but he is not. Venice is like an alternate universe of Silver the Hedgehog in my AU. He's like an alternate he's like an alternate self that's gone rogue basically, and is trying to like this run away from his own world to start anew, and would do anything to do that. A bit like Miguel O'Hara. Remember that? Remember that Spider-Verse movie where Miguel O'Hara, before he becomes this multiverse protector, whatever, he basically went to the past and, tried to live a life that his other self has, having a daughter, etc. And because of that, it ruined the timeline, ruined the multiverse kind of somewhat, and the multiverse deleted that universe that he resided in. That's actually where I took inspiration of Venice from, and that's the character basically. He's just trying to run away and just want to get the good things without working hard through it. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. I like making AUs like this, because again, it's an AU. I don't have to say this is like referencing canon or whatever. This is something that just kind of a bunch of like, it's like a sandbox full of ideas. The canon events, yeah. This is where the character initially has inspirations from. I think other Venices also use similar ideas, but mine is more petty. He is kind of more pathetic. Like, yeah, I mean, in my character is like, he's supposed to look cool, but he just has aura, but he doesn't really have much anything else. What I'm still confused is like his powers, because Silver the Hedgehog has like, kinesis, psychokinesis, and it's like a general psychokinesis. It can do lots of things, but in his variants have like different expertise. Like, for example, the variant that is half robot, he has like this magnetic field beam in which it pulls everything when used or something like that. Like, it emits this like huge aura ball, and it will like it will pull everything in that is in its close proximity. And then there's like the other variant can read minds, and then there's the other one, it's like it can move stuff from limb to limb. Like, if you've seen a puppet rig on like After Effects or stuff, that's how he uses his power. Like, he can just move things. And then there's this guy, Venice. I have no idea what his powers would be. I kind of want to associate it with like, because I give him like this symbolism on his palms, because most silver variants have this. And Venice's shape is more like eye shape, because that is the psychic symbol. It's like an eye with a line or something like that. That is where I took the inspiration from. and I don't know what the power is. I was thinking of maybe associating it with that, but it wouldn't make sense, and also I can't really imagine him using those kinds of powers. Reading minds already taken, and mind's eye, I don't know anything that fits it. So yeah, that is something future me is gonna have to think about. Wait, I shouldn't have. It should be like normal circle first, because this is Venice using his illusion powers or something. Not part of his power. It's actually part of his his like travel partner, quote unquote, Proto's power. I don't know what his power is yet. I can't I can't think of one. Oh, I think I remember. Not I remember. Like, one more tip that I forgot, that I was thinking about, but I forgot. While I was like, when someone asked a drawing tip, always when you design character, try figuring out the silhouettes first before you add stuff to the design. Like, okay, we're just gonna have, for example, Silver the Hedgehog. As an adult, what can we do to make him a little different? Or maybe we can have like this fur sticking out. It's like, it's kind of funny looking, like, as in, it looks like a part of his like sleeves or something, but it's not. Something like that, like tiny details like that. As long as it help with the silhouette, you would make the character more memorable. Okay. People are going wild with Evil Kid Flash. I'm actually very, very happy to hear that my concept. People like the idea of the Earth 3 Titans. They're called the Teen Tyrants, which is very funny. Like, oh man, I've that is so much edge. But I was reading this fan fiction, Drops of Jupiter, and they kind of renamed it to Tyrant Titans, and I'm going with that too. So it's like, the official name is the Tyrant Titans, but they are called the Teen Tyrants as a moniker, because they're just a bunch of teenagers acting like tyrants, but they're not yet. At least because Raven is evil in this universe, and you know how it is if the daughter of Trigon is evil. But yeah. Oof, I need to like. Okay, I need to like. Ooh, People crave for evil versions of normally good characters. Correct. This is why Rowdy Rough Boys is very popular. But it is fun, to come up with. At least in my case. Because in my case, when I make evil characters, they don't just like are evil just because. They're essentially the bad traits of the pre-existing characters, but it's amplified. The bad traits or fear of the original character, but it's like becoming its entire character. For example, Venice here, or quote unquote evil Silver, it is just another version of him from a different timeline, a different universe. But it is like Silver if he gives up instead of trying again. See, it's like a what if scenario. So that's how I usually make evil versions of characters. It's not just this character and then it's like bad and evil, but this character, but they are put in a predicament that is unfortunate, that they become that way. They become bad, but their badness isn't necessarily, just being bad. But if these type of characters with these traits are in this situation, what will happen to them if they went, you know, if they had a fallout out of it? And that's how I make it, and that's why it's so fun to make one, because essentially you are exploring this character again, but in a like a what if negative scenario. Like what if bad stuff happened to them and they just snap. That's I really like it when people do evil versions like that. And it doesn't have to be limited to evil versions either. Some of my AUs are just what if these bad evil characters become good? Like, okay, they still retain that same personality when they were like a villain, but they are raised in a healthy environment. They have support system. They have friends that support them, and that makes these traits of the character that is initially deemed as something negative, for example, become something admirable. Becomes like a gapmo, becomes something that is cute. I also like doing that. So it's more so how they thrive in certain predicaments. That is how I draw bad or good version of characters. Instead of, what if this character listens to MCR once and then that's his entire personality. Delphox Nun Delphox. Hey, hello. I think you're new. Welcome. I stream for a bit because well, I just do. I usually stream on like weekends, on a Sunday usually. I hope you're having a good day. And I'm usually just drawing and yapping. You won't be seeing like me reacting to videos or anything because I work on one laptop and this is also my work laptop. I fear if I open YouTube right now, it would just self-destruct and turns blue screen. That is pretty awesome creative work. Thank you. TLDR, I like it. I like to draw fan arts because in the process of me making these art, I get to explore these characters over and over again. I get to understand them as characters more the more I draw them. The first time I draw characters like Kid Flash and the last time I draw his character, I have completely different perception of him. When I was starting out and now, as recent as just a couple of hours ago, I have completely different take or views of these characters. Because every time I draw these characters, shit, it's happening again. Fuck, sorry about that. No, don't lose me. Oh my god, did it disconnect? I'm sorry about that. It just happens sometimes. I hate it when it happens. Like OBS is warning me you're disconnecting for no reason. The internet is fine. It's just, I don't know, it just kind of disconnects sometimes. I hate it, that happens. Maybe when I finally have a place, to if I have a place to call my own, I would own like one of those expensive internet or whatever, because it just keeps disconnecting. It's so annoying. But yeah, that's where was I? Yeah, I like making AUs basically. It's like making us, to me, AUs is a bit like virtual machines. You know how when you're like trying to open a virus or a worm or whatever on your computer, you have like virtual machines installed, so you open it through there. So even if like the virus screw everything up, it doesn't harm your PC, it harms the virtual box, the virtual machine. That is how AU is to me. Like it doesn't bother the main universe. It exists on its own based on the pre-existing universe. So it's very much interesting. You know, you get to learn more, you get to know more the what if scenarios and such. But it's why I really like making up stuff like these, especially when the character is, you know, isn't really explored much. That is a whole sandbox. You can make up stuff. You can throw stuff at the wall, see what sticks. Like silver. Silver is like that as a character. Like he is the potential man of the Sonic fandom. People argue it could be Metal Sonic, it could be some other character. Here's the thing: Metal Sonic had his time to shine. You can always call back to Sonic Heroes or the Metal Saga from the IDW comic. You can't with Silver. There is no game where he is like, you know, the thing that gives big impact and aura. To do that, you have to go and read the Archie comics, which is even more not canon, which is even more like different because again, the world there, the universe, Silver has his own future, and he works with scientists and stuff. Like that is a completely different interpretation of the character. So you can't really use that material if you want to follow canon. So yeah, you know, Metal Sonic, at least you have a whole movie, man. You have a whole Sonic the movie. You have a whole video game. Sure, he's kind of degraded now, but Silver never had his own game. His debut is a failure, and he's not like it's not like his appearance in comics like the recent run with of IDW is any better either. So he is to me the most potential man among everyone else. Because that's all he is as a character. It's just a bunch of potential, a bunch of stuff unexplored. And because it's so unexplored, you can just make stuff up. Whoa, 11K followers already? That's crazy. I literally just reached 10K 5 days ago. That's insane. Wow, you guys really like the AU, huh? The Teen Titans evil one. Even though canonically in my AU, that's not exactly a center focus AU either. It's supposed to be just one of those episodic thing. Like it happened and then they never come back ever after. But I have to explore them because, you know, so I can like understand the rules and how I can like how later the character can solve the problem. Like the character, I have to know the world and expand upon it to know how the character will get themselves out of the problem, you know? That's why I still draw them a lot. Like the Teen Titans, the Teen Tyrants or Tyrant Titans. Oof, something in my ear. Sorry about that. I have to like get it out. I need to put this in this folder. Sorry, let me just post this first on my account before I continue. Oh my god, a Sonic character based off like food sounds like a fun idea. Maybe I should make that as my next adoptable batch. Like maybe like a cute character that is like based on noodles, and then there's another one based on sushi. That sounds cute. Maybe we can like mix smash it. Like one is like a character based off the design of like, not the design, based off other food, other region, like I don't know. Yeah, that sounds like a fun idea. Hi, hello, Angel Star. But hello, welcome to my stream. Thank you for stopping by. I'm just gonna stream for a little bit. Like in like an hour or two, just to see how far I can like finish this artwork, because I have work in a couple of hours. It is currently 2 a.m. and it is already Monday. I have work at 9, so unless it's like raining and stuff, I have to unless it's raining and I have to wait until the rain stops, in which I will be late for work if that happens. Unless that happen, I only have like what 6 hours or something. Before I prepare for work. But yeah, I'm just gonna draw a bit, see how far I can go. I really want to finish it today though. My teaching schedule this semester is a little bit super full. Like two classes, like a whole day, too. So it's like so tiring. I've been thinking about this idea if Silver will be able to find outdoor health in the white space to talk about Venice. Yeah, that's what I thought too. I mean, I think I illustrated that a while back. Like the white space silver, which is silver, ESP silver from Sonic Runners, that I repurposed and make as his own thing. So basically the silver from 06 is still around. He's just slowly becoming, those white things in the white space, because that's what happens if like he doesn't have a world, so he just wanders around. And I'm thinking how they would met. I think Silver would need himself to fight himself like with the Venice problem, because Venice is jumping from one world to another in a rapid pace. It's not like a normal thing where it's like we're just gonna do it for holidays or something, like Blazes. You're just jumping through different dimensions and stuff, but it's consistent. She just jumped through one dimension. It's Sonic's world. But with Venice, it's like multiple dimensions all at once, and I think that should be like a problem on its own. So yeah, I'm not sure which first though. Like either Silver meet his future self or white space self. I'm still thinking about that. Of course, lol. Okay. I have an idea to create a character based on Jafar Jeff's concept art. Call him. That would be a mink. Okay, I think that can work. Kind of reminds me of how a character from Archie comic, who is another psychic called Gold the Tenrec or something, and it is very clear that she's a Tenrec based on Shadow's concept, in which Shadow was initially a Tenrec. So that's fun. Cool. Yeah, very nice. I think he was originally a cat, right? I think. Like Jet, I mean. You can create that character. Oof. I usually really like making like background characters, character that can coexist but doesn't really contribute to anything. That is where my OC came from. Hmm. Oh, nothing here. Okay, all clear. Goal is gonna be in my AU to the place where you're at. Okay, good for you. Ouch. I'm still thinking about that one brain rot I had yesterday that I posted on Twitter. I don't think anyone caught it. It was me just thinking about it. I think Miju is the one that can like understand because we discussed our AUs before in private. By the way, a little tangent, but it is funny that people on Instagram at least think that me and Miju is like working together for an AU or something. We're not. We have a different AU. We have different AUs. She just really liked my concept and she draws super fast. So she just draws fan art about it a lot, with which I can't be any more honored because I like her art. I've been following her for years since I was like in freshman year. I am currently working now. I'm at a 9 to 5. I've been following her for years, and I've always really liked her art. And you know, it's very nice to know that she really likes my concepts. But we don't really make an AU together or project. She just draws for fun, and so am I. I mean, it is a project, kind of, somewhat, but I don't really take it seriously. Or like, I need to make like a whole account. I have to have a whole theme song or have a whole promotional art or all that promotion animations. No, it's a project that I do in my spare time, in which a lot of times I will make sure it's a spare time. I will, even if I'm as busy as a bee, I will make sure I have time to draw it. But again, it's just a thing that I do for fun. And as I established before, when I make AUs and when I draw characters, it is my way of exploring that character. It's not just stuff happens because cool happens, but I want to understand this character better by putting them in this situation where initially it is a man versus self, but the self is like another physical being that is himself. So it's like man versus himself. Like, he is facing his own fears, facing his own hurdles. He's getting over himself basically. And yeah, I just make that like a fun thing. It's not really a project. This isn't like Absolution. This isn't like other stuff that is similar to that. It's just a thing. It's just a thing that I found very fun. I mean, it's because that both of you do a lot of Sylvays. It kind of makes sense, the theory. I mean, yeah, we do a lot of Sylvays because that is the only ship that I like in the Sonic fandom. I'm neutral about anything else. I used to be more into Sonemi. Like, I was there during the Sonemi versus Sonali war. I was there. But, I grow older and, yeah, I'm not really big into Amy anymore. I used to really like her when I was younger. But I really like Silver because he has so much potential. And so I cling on to Sylvays a lot because, they have so much potential and they have development outside actually canonical development off screen, and that is to me more interesting than stuff that is already shown on screen. It's already there. I don't really need to explore anymore. But if it's like something that is implied, I really want to dig deeper into it, and that's why Sylva's got me more. It's like there is a whole game where Blaze is on her own and then meets Sonic, and then again go her own way, and then there is another game literally a year or so after it released where she appears in the mainline game and already a pair with another hedgehog for no reason, and it seems like their relationship is like so deep, so impactful, that there is a whole sacrifice scene at the end of the campaign. Like, there is a whole development there and we didn't see it, and that is interesting to me. Like, you can imagine lots of scenarios with it. Like with Sonic and Amy, it's like it's already on screen. You can just see it. You can just know what their dynamic is like. Sylva's, you can't. At most, it's like, oh, they're always in sync. They always seemingly kind of meet every time in different timelines, which is this is somewhat of a romantic coding in its own sense. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean it's canon romantic, but this is something that is commonly a thing in a lot of romantic scenarios. Like, you don't like tropes like reincarnation doesn't happen to siblings. It doesn't happen to I hope in next life we will meet again as siblings or something. Like, that's like so odd. Like, I hope in next life I can still be your uncle or whatever. Like, that's weird. Usually with reincarnation AUs or reincarnation ideas or concepts, it's lovers or like star-crossed lovers. So it's like, the implication is there, the codings are there. They just don't like act like one, which is fine. I don't want them to be romantic. If anything, I really want them to be as vague as possible, so I can like keep thinking about them. Because usually when pairings becomes endgame, it's like, okay, okay. Oshinoko is weird on its own because it has its own, because it's a reincarnation trope as siblings, it's like very weird. There's lots of incestuous things in there. Because it is not supposed to be for siblings. It is usually commonly for lovers. It is very weird when it's become recontextualized as something family. Exactly. That's because this trope is usually for lovers. But I kind of dismiss that as an anime thing. They really like doing that. I kind of fell in love with my sister, but that's okay because she's my stepsister, we're not related. Or, oh, it's okay because we're different people in past lives or whatever. Like, who cares? Like, it's still weird. I mean, two common people who are just watching for fun and not trying to seek out those kind of content, it's weird. But again, what I was saying is, this trope is commonly in romance. You don't wish to be reincarnated to meet your to be someone else's family member or someone else's mentor or something. Usually it's very romantic in tone, especially when it's like a promise, because the Sonic Channel description has that, Silver saying stuff like, I will wait 100 years if need be, or something like that. That is the most romantic shit. Like, you hear that in lots of Asian literature, if anything. Like, waiting for hundreds of years or what. This is something that happens in stories of gods and stuff, at least in Asian gods. And it's like, yeah, it doesn't have to be canon. Again, I never really liked this common Sonic argument where ship has to be canon to be validated. No, if anything, I kind of don't want my ship to be canon. Weird, right? That is how it is with being a shipper. Because when it's canon, there's nothing else to explore. It's over. What else is there? There's of course exceptions, like my current ship, Kid Flash and Jinx, they ended up together. But the thing is, the story keeps going. There will still be hurdles and whatever past that is haunting them. One of them being a villain and stuff. And so it's like there's still stuff to explore there. Especially with the whole secret identity thing. Still, you can still do with stuff with that. But when it's like you already know these characters, the character already got together, and then they already faced the problems, and then it's over. What's the other problems you would face? It's probably some drama BS like infidelity or cheating or my marriage falling apart, which sucks, and I kind of don't like those genres anyway. So yeah, that's why I really much prefer if the ship doesn't become canon, like just keep it in the air forever, because it's also kind of limiting to some people too. I know usually the Japanese fandoms are the most strict with these, like they usually very stick by canon. So if the canon character is like married to something, they would at most, they can be ignorant, but at most they would be so disappointed about it, because it kind of feels like you are restricted to just one interpretation of it, and I'm not a big fan of that. I really like, even if some ships are not my favorite, I wouldn't like let them quote unquote lose or something like that and have them feel like conflicted to pair whatever characters they like just because one is canon and stuff. But yeah, it can be restricted to some, that label of canon ships or not. So I'm personally not in the side of like, yeah, it's implied romantic, but you don't have to think it that way. You can think of it as a platonic thing, that's fine. So long as you know or understand the character, that's okay. You can do whatever you want, you have your own takes. And I don't really do this thing where you have to like, well, this character is literally canon, this literally like their love interest canonically, like yeah, you are a party pooper. Honestly, I was into that stuff. It's mostly where avenging his mother, idol death. Yeah, I know that, but it is still weird because the manga still frames it that way. It is still odd. It is still weird. That's what that if anything proves my point that this reincarnation trope is usually for romantic scenery, romantic theming, not siblings. Because when it comes siblings, you have a sibling with romantic undertone under it. Well, I mean, maybe that's by intention, who knows. But again, that's why the whole thing with Silver, oh, they're like siblings, with Blaze doesn't work, because that only works if you only listen to the English dub and you don't know the context behind everything. If you listen to the Japanese dub, it's completely different. They're more like co-workers, if anything. This is what I was saying the other day on Twitter about like, I think like at this point, Japanese and English has two different sonics, I'm not saying the canon is different. Shit can still happen. I don't give a fuck. I mean, the characterization is different. Like, remember that one thing with Sonic Frontiers and how in Japanese it's a completely different script? Yeah, because that's their own Sonic. It's a different canon at this point, right? Like, they don't act like the main Sonic. And yes, of course, they cross paths now and again, but it's not one-to-one. It's not like a localization thing where, oh, the English one just gonna give like more fan service or something. No, it's like a completely different character. So at this point, it's like two canons, right? I got people complaining, well, no, actually, if it's only in one language, then it's not canon. But how about you suck my dick? How about you suck my ass? Like, damn, I don't care. Like, these made up rules they have that only make stuff more complicated and more confusing. Just separate the two. It is much more easier to like comprehend the character if you just separate it. Like, okay, maybe Roger Craig Smith's Sonic it's like this, but this the Japanese Sonic isn't like this. So you know, it's a completely different thing. If it doesn't fit, you don't have to force fit it. This is why I don't like the Sonic fandom. They just act like a know-it-all, all of them. Even though it's supposed to be like something nuanced and stuff. Like there is like complexity. You can't just yes to everything and no to everything on one side. You can just pick and choose whatever you want and do whatever you want. This is why I push making your own stuff. You know, like instead of like forcing your headcanons to others, you just make your own world. See if anyone liked it. This is where fan contribution comes in. Instead of forcing official to make stuff happen, just make your own thing. Maybe one day the official would notice you. May I ask, do you have some tips on draw Sonic characters? Oh, okay. So to draw Sonic character, you kind of have to look at lots of references to do it. You don't see it right now, and even if I want to show it, you can't because the window is kind of weird and it won't show on stream sometimes. But when you draw Sonic characters, you have to look at lots of references, and I usually have these references standby, usually. If I were to want to draw them in an accurate style, I make sure I have like Sonic channel or official Sonic artwork on the side as a reference to draw them. But like again, if you're just starting out or you're still having problems, you can just rely on those references, those visual references, to draw them. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with drawing with references. I do it all the time, and it keeps character in model. And eventually, when you got used to drawing them, you can just let go of the reference sheet. Think of it like when you first started riding a bicycle, you need one of those, smaller wheels that helps you balance, And then eventually, when you got used to riding that bike, you don't need those tiny wheels anymore. You can just do it on your own, even if it's not as perfect as you were riding with the extra wheels, something like that. But instead of wheels, it's like reference sheet or Sonic images. And instead of riding a bike, it's drawing. So that's how it is. My tip is just you need to look at lots of references, and you need to like, if a character, for example, well, I can't really open up anything right now because my reference file is very huge. But for example, I want to draw like a character looking up. You can just look up Sonic channel art, what character looks up. Usually it's like the cream one or the tails one. Like I already knew certain Sonic channel that would help in drawing the character as stylistically close to it as possible. Like, oh, Sonic looking up, I can just think of the Sonic channel art where he's looking up while he's like laying down on like a one of those what's the thing again, floaties and stuff. Or maybe Amy looking down, I can just look at the Sonic channel art where she's playing with her umbrella and looking down as like at the puddle, at a puddle or something. Basically look at the references. But if you want to like not do references, or you've already got a hang of it, usually when you draw Sonic characters, you start with the circle again, staple. If you draw anime character, you need the circle. Your Sonic, you do too. And then you go with the middle. This middle is where you put the line, the head line curve thing, like this. And these ones, these side muzzle, they're always like very wide. I know some people like making it like more smaller like this, but this is for the a more close to original model of the character. So you already make the curve in the middle like this, and then like this. Think of it like drawing a mountain. This is for the eye socket, and usually lots of fan artists really like drawing Blaze's eyes. Even like for OCs and stuff, they really like Blaze's eyes. Even though I'm pretty sure she and like Wave is the, I was it Wave or was it just her? She's the only one that has this type of eyes. Like this is not a very common eye shape for Sonic characters. That is sharp like this. I think the more curved one is like Styx, the Badger, I think. But again, like if you want to make like a Sonic character and then another curve here, follow through here, but go the opposite way up. Usually when the character has this like close like this, it's like masculine. The character is masculine. Usually they have like this line thing. This is like eyebrows, quote unquote. And then you have the pupils. The pupils are like these oval things. I know some people draw it like circular or like just a more triangle, but I usually go with the more sharp ovals like this. And then if it's like a hedgehog, the nose is long. You know, the nose is long. If it's a hedgehog, if it's a cat or a fox, it's a fox has a different snout. And then you can draw the mouth. The mouth is on the side, and then you go with a here. If a character is a hedgehog, they have these, the hedgehog and male. Usually they have these, but if it's a girl or femme, they don't have these like eyebrow lines. I usually add these for emphasis. No. And then you have this. The ears are always behind these. If this character is a male, easier to put them, just put them there. And then you go the rest, the details, like maybe the quills like this. This is Sonic, this is just Sonic. Go like this. This is modern Sonic for sure. And then this is always on the outside of the eye, this thing. And then you just kind of roll with it, shade a little bit, clean it up a bit. Okay, and you know, if you want the because of the wonders of technology, you can also use the Lookify tool, see if anything is correct. Maybe it's a little bit like this, a little bit like that. There's nothing wrong with using technology in this way and not in generative kind of sense. Make it like this, make it maybe a little more like it always has that looking like that, curve like that. I mean, it's always curved outside like that. I don't know why, but I don't know why it's the case, because lots of official art kind of makes it that way, so I just follow it. Now that's the head ready. Now for the body, Sonic, for a guy character, they have more a bread-like body. It's like this, very like, you know, it's like that. And then the noodle arm, and the sausage fingers. I never draw hands correctly, but nobody cares. Okay, because it's noodle arms, you don't need to give them elbows. You can just make them curve like this. And then you can just resize it. And then the legs are usually like not that long, except if you're following Sonic 06 model, but they're usually like not that too long from the body. And then the shoes are something I have also troubles with. I'm not very good at making shoes, so usually just kind of random it. Sonic's hands are large and long, so don't worry about it being looking like weirdly having long arms and stuff, because that's just how Sonic is. He just kind of has big hands. Big hands and long fingers, because he's supposed to be like a pseudo Mickey Mouse kind of character. And you go with the details, you go with the shoes. Okay. And if it's like a hedgehog and stuff, you can just add the quills at the back, or tail if it's like a cat or any animal. The quills like this. This is the tail. And yeah, that's that. Let me move the head a bit. You know, you can just like change the expression if you want. Like that. I like drawing cocky expressions, as you can tell. Yeah, and that's how you draw Sonic. Basically, just keep it simple. This is for guy. You just make it like that. The chest like that. If it's a girl, make it more hourglass or bean-like. If it's a guy, just make it like this. There. Hi Tartar, hi again, Monstrosity, hello. Sorry for the previous stream, it just kind of, I don't know, it just kind of ends for some reason. The internet disconnects itself for no reason. So I just kind of, I had to start again. But don't worry, you're not missing much. Someone asked me how to draw a Sonic character. TLDR, just keep it simple. As long as the formula is like a big head, small body, hands, arms that are noodly, big hands, and then like thin, noodly legs and big feet. This is the average Sonic character. This is for a guy, and for a girl, it's like let me smallen up. And for a girl, it's like a girl, of course, like this, head big. Body is curvy, more a bean one, or if it's not curvy, it needs to be not like this. This is a guy, a girl is like this, so it's more like this, like so. You can, there is a hip usually, if you don't want it to be too beanie or hourglass. Just like this. This can also work for like little a younger boy character like Tails, like this. Same thing, and the rest is the same. Big hands, shoes the same way. So a guy is like that, a girl is like that, or like that. More like, it's a little curvy sometimes, but you know, kind of depends on what type of character you draw. Like that. That is how you create a Sonic character. That is a solid Sonic. Thank you. Yeah, this is just a quick doodle. Someone asked how to draw a Sonic character, but that's how it is. That's the difference. Just if you want to keep it simple, upside down triangle for guys, triangle for girls, or femmes, or kids. Actually, upside down is for usually masks or male characters. Yeah, that's Sonic. Hope that helps. It's not really that hard. It's just that you kind of have to get used to it, and that's why you have to look at lots of references. What does Sonic look like when it's like having front face? What does it look like if it's like on the sides? So it's like, okay, the snout's like here. I go with the middle snout. This is because this is where I will put the nose at, or where the nose is gonna face. Let's go with this, and then you go with that. A little curve to here, a little bit to that. Usually these, it's always outside this thing, and this is where the eyes usually start. Let's go with draw silver, like here. These always meet these two curves. That ears can face front if you want, you know, whatever you want. Okay. The funny thing about me when I draw Silver is like I never actually draw him correctly. I just draw him the way I like to draw him. Like he doesn't look like this officially, but I like drawing him the way I draw him because it's much more faster, simpler. Like Silver's ears are usually like canonically behind his quills. It doesn't go up there. It doesn't go that long, but I like keeping it simple, so I just do. And you go with here, there you go in there, and then this, and then you can have the hands again. Okay. And then you go with here, and then you go with that. You have to know again the bigger picture. This is something that I said before when like a tip of when you draw in the previous stream that is disconnected. Think of the bigger picture instead of like the detail. Like, oh, I want Silver looking like his hand is raised. Okay, and then you go to the detail, like add fur, or maybe like a detail on the tail later, etc., etc. And then you go here, and then you go there. Like, no. Usually, too much zoom is like really doesn't help because sometimes you just make it too character too doesn't fit too much, too short or too long, like that, for example. Something like that. It's a little messy, it's a little all over the place because I'm just demonstrating, okay, like that. The hands, again, if you're drawing Sonic characters, don't be afraid about being unproportional because that's the point. They are supposed to be unproportional, and if you have you have mistakes, if you're using a digital art, you can just liquefy it, make it a little small in certain places, sort of like that, and there it is. Very quick sketches, very quick sketches, and that's how you draw Sonic characters. Yeah, if I were sketching, it'll be very quick. I sketch very quick. What I take forever on is finishing the art, like have them have colors and all that stuff. That takes forever. Coloring takes forever. Okay. But this is the wonder of vector lines. I can just make these type of lines. I can just delete them later. Yep. It should be fine. Now let's like clean this up and change the brush size to 6. Okay. But yeah. Once you got like used to drawing stuff, like once you already learn enough from reference sheets, it wouldn't take long for you to draw, like to just draw it, I used to rely on lots of reference sheet when I'm drawing like Sonic or Pantheon stalking style. Nowadays I only use it if I really want it to be more show accurate or like canon accurate. If it's like just for regular old drawing, I rarely use the references unless I don't know what the character will look like clearly. I have to go. I'll go visit my mom. Bye bye. See ya. Thanks for visiting. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you next stream. Say hi to your mom. I stream every Sunday, I think, because I don't know. I just really like doing stuff off schedule. Yeah, if it's the best thing about Fractal, I can just delete this and it will delete the entire thing. That's, you know, congruent with the other lines. Is that the right word? I don't know. Okay. The fur. I forgot. I almost forgot the fur. He's supposed to be super furry. Not that way. Ooh, I'm starting to feel hunger. Okay, that's that. Oof. Oof, I'm so hungry. Very interesting, right? I'm just gonna like there. Kinda wanna like copy the hand of that so I don't have to redraw a whole lot. Bless you, vector layer. Oh right, I forgot. She was supposed to hold like an apple slice or something. Right. How long has this been going? Oh, an hour already. Damn, time moves so fast. Oh my god, it's almost 3 a.m. Oh my god. Okay. Just a couple more minutes and then we'll have to end stream because I don't intend for the stream to be this long. I mean, don't intend for it to be long because again, I have work at 9. It is currently almost 3 a.m. I need to like, you know, wash up. I mean, you know, in a sense that, you know, getting ready for bed. Oops. Okay. Okay. And I'm caught in the afterglow. Have to go. Good night, pop culture. Good night. Thank you for stopping by. I'll see you next stream. Don't worry. I'll have to go too anyway. Maybe like 5 minutes or so, because it's currently 2:45. So, I mean 2:55. 2:55. Yeah, it's currently 2:55. So I'm gonna go in like 3 a.m. because I have to get, you know, I had to rest up before I go to work in like a couple of hours. I usually like I always wanted to, hey, next week we have to actually start streaming on a Saturday or something. But here's the thing. Um if I were to stream on Saturday, that's like my complete day off, you know? Like as in that is the day I do not want to do anything. Well, specifically I want to do my own thing and be alone. But on a Sunday, it's like, oh, I have work tomorrow, so I might as well have a head start in it by already communicating with other people before the day starts. Okay. The hand is there. Now I can just draw the... Dun, dun, dun. I have some beef with like people nowadays. Like they don't know boundaries, huh? Like people in like newer fandoms, I mean newer fans of a fandom, like they do not have boundaries, do they? I had someone who literally on my Instagram post says something like, "Why are you that character that is shipped with this character should have been this other character instead." Like under my post, like for example, I draw character A and B, and then that guy is like, that B character should have been C instead, because you know, whatever, this person likes A and C, I guess. But like, why would you say that? This isn't your territory, man. Like, do you know basic boundary? If you want to see A and C, go to an A and C person, an artist who draws that. Why are you commenting that under my post? And then I have to go like, yeah, well that's a completely different ship. This profile is strictly ships this other ship. This is strictly A and B profile. And if you keep commenting stuff like this, I will have to block you. And then the person is like, it's cowering, like, well, I was just asking. You were not asking, you were demanding. You were demanding of me drawing this other character instead. Like, you are demanding, you know? Like, this should have been character A instead. You were telling me what to do. Not only you were telling me what to do, I spent hours not trying to cater to this person, you know? I'm not trying to cater to you. I'm catering to myself. But still I work on this for hours, not for people to come in and go, well, that ship isn't canon, or why not with this character? Like, I didn't spend hours on that just for you to comment like that on my post. That is very rude. You don't do that. You don't bring up meat to a vegan, you know? Like, that's rude. Like, I wish there's like basic boundaries. Because I already set it up. I already put up, like, I pinned my rules, what to say and what to not say. And it's like a basic fandom etiquette. Basic fandom etiquette is like, if you don't like it, don't say anything about it. At least if you don't like it, don't say it to the face of someone who likes it. That's rude. If you don't like it, just talk among yourselves. But yeah, it's like so annoying, basically. And yeah, that's very infuriating. So I restrict that account. Every account that commented and references other ships is an auto block and restrict for me. At least on like Instagram. Because I hate it when people are going like this wishy-washy, why like putting like some unfunny gifs or memes in the comment. like implying, why do you ship that this character is shipped with this other character? Like, fuck yourself and go fuck your mom, because I hate that. You shouldn't like strawberries, you should like chocolate instead. Like, shut up. Shut up. So annoying. I never liked these people. These type of people. Because it's boundaries, you know? Artists, writers, they don't owe you shit. They draw what they want. If you're not offering dollars to the table, then you have no say in what the artist or the writer should make. They draw and write for themselves first. They don't give a fuck about this other ship being bigger. Like, so weird. It's like very peer pressuring, and it's like it angers me. I am very quick to anger, as you can tell, as you can see from how I comment on things. But yeah, that's why I hated it. Even for Teen Titans, they always they always fucking mention Cyborg every time. It's so annoying. You are not funny. You only watch Teen Titans Go, and you don't know the comics. You didn't read the comics. You don't watch the original show. You only remember the episodes in which Terra left, and that's it. You don't remember anything else from the cartoon. You don't know anything else about the cartoon. You don't get to come to my comment section and tell me it should be this other character instead. You should, you know, jump into lava in Minecraft. But you know, I'm very passionate about this shipping stuff, as you can tell. Like, I am passionate as in the same level of a goose choosing mates. Like, it's a mate for life. I will forever stand by this ship, ever, and you're not gonna change my mind with this other ship. Ever. Never, ever. So, yeah. I'm very strict about shipping. Very strict. I don't like it to be like, I don't like anyone to reference the ships that this character is associated with, the other ships that I don't give a fuck and I don't want to acknowledge at all. Like, people should, like, instead of me shouldn't be rude on my own my own comment section, maybe people should be more, like, you know, considerate. People should be like, if you don't like the ship, you just don't say anything. You don't go here. It's really not that hard. It's very infuriating. But yeah, that's how it is. I'm a hardcore mono shipper, as in, if it is forever this character with this character A and B forever and ever. Only like ships that I'm not super into, that gets like, you know, more lax approach. But usually when it's ships that I actually dedicate myself into, oh, that is, you know, that's my baby. You're not saying shit about it. Like, I will pass this on to my nephews, my nieces, my everything. This will be something that is a family heirloom. This shipping characters. So this is serious for me. Like, I don't like it, people. Why are you so rude? You are saying bullshit on my comment section, and you're telling me that I'm the rude one. Instagram is something else. But the thing is, with Instagram, at least you can restrict people. You can block them, you can delete their comment. That is lots of things that you can't do on Twitter. Oh, anyway, it's already 3 a.m., so I'm just gonna end stream now. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for checking out the stream. It seems I have not finished. 3 hours has passed and I'm not finished. 2 hours actually. 2 hours has passed. I'm not finished with it. And yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just gonna finish it later on today. But thank you for staying in the stream for this week. Hopefully, we can see each other next week. And yeah, take care. Hope everyone having a nice weekend. See ya. Hopefully, I can stream longer next time.